What's going on, guys? My name is Jack Scrimshire with JC Grooming, and today I'm going to go over 10 mistakes that you are probably making with your beard. So guys, before we get into this video, I thought it would be really fun if you guys sent me a picture of your beard and told me what mistakes you make from this video or others that are affecting your beard. So go on Instagram, upload a picture, use hashtag JC Grooming, put it in your story or send us a DM, and I'd love to see kind of, number one, what mistakes are common and how those mistakes manifest themselves in people's beards. So after you watch this video, make a note of what mistakes you resonate with and you're making and send me a picture. The first mistake that I see happens all the time, especially with newer beardsmen, and that is applying beard oil to your beard. Now, obviously you want to apply beard oil to your beard, but the most important thing is to get it down to the skin. Beard oil is really a skin conditioner for guys with beards. That's the way that I like to look at it. So when I apply beard oil, I immediately come straight from the bottom, apply it deep underneath to the skin, and then come over the top in style. So if you're using beard oil and your hair feels great, but your skin is itchy and flaky and all that, make sure that you're getting it deep into the skin. It really helps to open up the pores straight out of the shower when the steam has been hitting your face and everything's nice and receptive to your oils. And of course, also to heat up your oils in your hands before you apply them. This is going to go a long way in helping make sure that you receive everything completely. The next mistake that I see guys making all the time is washing their beard too often. A lot of guys wash their hair every day, and so they try and do the same thing to their beard, and it's just not the same. Your beard has a need for a lot more oil because you have less follicles and less oils produced by the skin on your face than on the hair on your head. So you need to make sure that you keep some of that moisture. You want to keep it clean, of course, but you don't need to be using a soap every single day to clean your beard. Now, mistake number 3 kind of piggybacks off of number 2, and that is using the wrong products. This especially happens with the washing stage. A lot of guys will take their shampoo and bring it right down their face onto their beard, and yes, it's going to clean your beard, but no, it will not keep it moisturized. The problem is, because your hair produces so much more oil than your face, shampoo designed for your hair is going to strip a lot more of that oil out. And that's not what we want with the beard. We want to get rid of the dirt and we want to leave the healthy oils. So that's why beard wash exists. Alright, so tip number 4 is actually not using products at all. A lot of guys are like, oh, products are for girls and I'm a man, and if you use beard oil on your beard, then you're not a man. And that is absolutely ridiculous. You are not less of a man for using products. I think that a man takes care of business and he does what he has to do. And if that means using products to make sure that he's healthy and well taken care of, then you're honestly more of a man for using products. Guys, your beard needs moisture. If you're not getting it naturally from your skin's naturally produced oils, then you're gonna need to get it from somewhere else. And that's from products. Use your oils, use your balms to keep it looking good, use your butters to keep it nice and conditioned overnight, and make sure you're washing it, because guys, a dirty beard is just absolutely disgusting. Beyond those things, everything else is pretty much optional. But if you have a beard, at least pick up a beard oil and just use it when you feel dried out. Alright guys, mistake number 5 is kind of the opposite of number 4, and that is applying too much of your products, specifically beard oil. Beard oil is fantastic for your beard and skin, but you can only absorb so much. Like all good things, it's best used in moderation. If you're using too much, you're clogging your pores, you're creating that nasty buildup, and it's going to lead to a lot of problems. I did a full video recently about all of the ways to identify if you're using too much oil and how to fix this. So I'll link that above as well as below. Check it out. Mistake number 6 is not setting or maintaining your lines properly. What do I mean by your lines? Your lines are your cheek line and your neckline. When you start growing a beard, unless you're going for a fully natural look, you're going to set a line on your cheek and your neck, and that's going to basically determine where your beard grows. Now, especially early on, a lot of guys like to follow the jawline and just cut everything right below their jawline. And yes, it looks sharp when your beard is short, but as it grows out, you lose all that fullness underneath. And you just end up with this wispy kind of empty space down there. And unless that's what you're going for, it's probably not what you want. So make sure to leave that hair, but definitely trim your neckline or it'll grow down and just kind of look. You definitely want to set that line or it'll just kind of grow down your neck and you'll look like a bum instead of a bearded beast. So the simple way to do this is to make a field goal with your fingers, throw it up under there, and take everything below your thumbs and then make a nice natural curve around the shape of your neck. Super simple. I'll do a full video showing exactly how I do this on myself, but there are plenty of resources out there that discuss this in more depth. For your cheek line, I like to think it's a little bit trickier than your neckline because your neckline is pretty standard for everybody, but people's cheeks don't grow in as full as other people's. So some people will get hair all the way up to their eyes and they can pretty much set it wherever they want. Other people, it won't grow all the way up their cheeks, and it's going to kind of be difficult to figure out where you should set that line without bringing it too far down. If you can, my recommendation is to go from the corner of your mouth up to where your sideburn starts to come forward and just make a nice natural curve there. If you have a higher cheek line and you like that, then just find where those hairs either stick up like this and make kind of a peak and flatten that out, or where the hair is just kind of sparse above a certain area. So you'll notice probably a pretty strong line and then some hairs above that. Just get rid of those extra hairs and you should be good. Now, after you set this line and your beard's growing out, you're gonna do a bit of trimming, right? And you're gonna continue to maintain those lines, but you wanna be careful that you're not dropping that cheek line every time that you trim, right? So you might come down and set a slightly lower line and do it again and again and again until suddenly you realize that your cheek line is now down here when in fact it used to be up there. So be very, very careful that you're following the same line as you did the first time you set it. Mistake number 7 is using excessive heat on your beard. Some heat on your beard is okay. Blow drying your beard, even using a beard straightening brush, those kind of things, that's fine. It's when you start using too high of a heat and using heat and applying heat for too long. Now, you should always put your blow dryer on medium at the hottest. Every blow dryer is different. Some only have a high and low setting. So just use something that's not as hot as the hottest setting, but not necessarily cold. Anything in the middle will produce results that you want. Now, if you're one of those guys who straightens their beard, uses a beard straightening brush, that's okay. Again, drop the heat on that straightener. Don't hold it on too long and use some sort of heat treatment in advance. If you apply an oil before you blow dry and before you use that straightener, it's actually going to help protect the hair and keep it a little bit healthier than if you were not using it. So it just creates that protective layer and keeps your beard conditioned while you're straightening it. All right, guys, mistake number 8 is something that we all do at some point in our bearded lives, and I am still currently doing it. I'm trying to quit, and that is plucking and pulling at your beard. Now, when you get stressed out or you're bored or you're just kind of mindlessly doing something and you start pulling at your beard, this is a problem because it's going to start developing patches and you're going to start pulling hairs out, weakening the follicles, and a whole slew of other problems that you just should not have to deal with your beard. I do this a lot when I start to get anxious or stressed, and I'll find myself just kind of like feeling through my beard. I'm not really pulling at it yet. And then I feel one that's a little bit different than the others, and I stick with that one until it's either gone or I forget about it. But I really do pull out a lot of beard hairs. It's something that I'm working on, and if you have this habit, then it helps to just really think about it. Like, try to be very mindful of when you're doing this and do something else. Now, for some people, this might be a fidget spinner, or for other people, it might just be doing something different. Like, every time you pull at your beard, you could just make a weird sound or say a funny word that just kind of tells you, oh, I'm pulling my beard, stop that. So this really is kind of one of those habits that's broken with willpower, but your beard will be a lot healthier and will thank you for it. Now, don't get me wrong, stroking your beard and this kind of stuff, not a problem. But again, I have heard of people who stroke their beard too much and their thumb leaves an indent and it causes the hair to go this way. It trains it all funny. So again, just be mindful. If you have any kind of weird patches, think about what you're doing with your hands and you might identify a problem that you may not have been aware of. All right, guys, mistake number 9 is using the wrong tools. Now, there are a lot of beard tools out there. The basics are just a comb and a brush, and you can absolutely use the wrong ones. For guys with very thin beards, this could mean that they're using a firm bristle beard brush, which could really be irritating your skin. Now, for most average beardsmen, this really comes down to your combs. Are you using a crappy drugstore comb made in a plastic mold and then pressed together? Well, all of those teeth are going to have little micro jagged edges that are just tearing at your hairs and just horrible for your beard. If you're using a wooden comb, make sure that those teeth are sanded finely in between, because again, you're going to get those micro jagged edges that could be tearing and pulling at your beard. The best materials to use for a comb are a natural horn like ox horn, natural wood, and cellulose acetate, which is a type of plastic, but it's not the same kind of plastic that you would find in a drugstore comb. All of these materials will produce a nice comb that won't leave your beard statically charged and won't be tearing and pulling at your beard. So that brings me to mistake number 10, the final mistake that beardsmen can make. And a lot of you guys are not going to like me for this one, but this one is not trimming your beard. Not only does trimming your beard make it look nice and give you that intentional look that I always talk about, but it actually helps the health of your hair. As your hair grows, no matter how much you're conditioning it or how careful you are combing or how meticulously you groom it, you're going to end up with split and dead ends. The only way to get rid of these permanently is to cut them off. So I'm not talking about taking off half an inch every month or anything like that, because you'd whittle your beard down to pretty much nothing. I'm talking about just a quick little trim. Every time you see a split end, pick up a pair of scissors and clip that end off, because that split end, if you allow it to peel apart, will ruin the entire hair. If you cut it off, it ends the problem. Super simple, but you really should go for maintenance trims every 2 months at the most if you're trying to go for that year or whatever your goals are. You should really just go for a maintenance trim and take care of some of those dead hairs, and it will make your beard a lot healthier in the long run. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button or smash it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified as soon as we release a video. And share this video with any new beardsmen that you know who might run into some of these mistakes. If I had a list of mistakes when I started growing out a beard that I should avoid, I would have gotten a lot further in those first few months than I did. So this video could be really helpful to somebody who's new to the bearded community and might need a couple tips. Guys, it's been awesome hanging out with you today. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. And until next time, I'm Jack Scrimshire. Thanks for watching.